Sometimes, when we feel disconnected, overwhelmed, or spiritually drained, our first instinct is to look for something outside of ourselves. We search for answers, we search for rituals, we search for signs, but sometimes the reset begins somewhere much simpler. Look around you, look at your environment, look at what you're allowing into your spirit, and then, finally, look inward at how you're taking care of yourself. Today, I want to talk about three forms of care that I believe are deeply connected: taking care of your environment, practicing spiritual hygiene, and finally, taking care of yourself. Because the world around you, the world within you, and the way you treat yourself are constantly interacting with one another. Let's start outside of ourselves, your environment. Before you reach for a complicated spiritual practice, look around your home. How does your environment feel? Not just aesthetically, energetically, emotionally, and practically. Is there clutter everywhere? Laundry that needs to be folded? Dishes sitting in the sink? Trash that needs to go out? Old things you've been holding on to? A workspace that makes you feel overwhelmed every time you look at it? Sometimes we don't realize how much our surroundings can affect our mental state. And I'm not saying that a messy room means you're spiritually unwell. Life happens. Sometimes you're exhausted. Sometimes you're grieving. Sometimes you're overwhelmed. Sometimes you simply don't have the energy. But when you have the capacity to care for your environment, do it as an act of love rather than punishment. Make your bed, wash your sheets, sweep your floors, clean your bathroom, wash your dishes, take the trash out, open your curtains, open a window if you can, water your plants, organize your spiritual or meditation space, and declutter. You don't have to throw away everything, but ask yourself, does this still belong in the life I'm creating? Your home doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to look like Pinterest. It doesn't have to be aesthetically pleasing to everyone else. It needs to be somewhere you can breathe, somewhere you can rest, somewhere you can think, somewhere you can return to yourself. And this extends beyond your home. Pay attention to the environments you spend time in, the places you work, the places you socialize, the digital environments you consume. Your social media feed is environment too. Your phone is an environment. Your surroundings are constantly giving your mind information. So ask yourself, is my environment supporting the person I'm becoming? We can turn inward. And this brings me to spiritual hygiene. We understand physical hygiene. We brush our teeth, we wash our bodies, we clean our homes, but what are you allowing into your mind? What are you watching and listening to? What conversations are you engaging in? What thoughts are you feeding daily? Who has access to your energy? Spiritual hygiene is about creating space to clear ground and reconnect. For some, that looks like prayer or meditation. For others, that looks like journaling, yoga, nature, silence, or simply breathing deeply for a few minutes. It can also look like boundaries. You don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to respond or engage in every argument. You don't have to stay accessible to everything and everyone. You're allowed to step back and protect your peace. But spiritual hygiene is not about fear. It's not about assuming every discomfort is an attack. And it's not about constantly trying to cleanse yourself from others. Sometimes you're just tired. Sometimes you're overstimulated. Sometimes you need rest. So instead of only asking what energy is around me, ask what is happening inside of me and what do I need right now. That is spiritual awareness too. And now we arrive at the center of everything, you. Because you can clean your entire house. You can meditate, you can pray, you can light candles, you can create rituals. But if you're neglecting your body, your emotions, your rest, and your basic needs, something is still missing. Self care begins with paying attention. Ask yourself, how am I feeling? What does my body need? Am I hungry? Am I tired? Etc. Taking care of yourself doesn't always look glamorous. Sometimes it's skincare and a bath. Sometimes it's washing your hair, eating a real meal, taking your medication, going to bed early, so on and so forth. And sometimes it's simply saying, I don't have the capacity for this today. You don't have to break yourself to prove your strength. You don't have to earn rest. Your body, your emotions, and your needs are part of your spiritual life. So caring for yourself is a spiritual practice too. And you can bring all three of these practices together. In the morning, care for your environment. Make your bed, open the curtains, clean something small, let fresh air in. Then, care for your spirit. Pray, meditate, journal, stretch, sit in silence. And then, care for yourself. Drink your water, eat, move, rest, check in with your emotions. You don't need a complicated ritual. Sometimes the sacred is found in the simplest things. So remember, take care of your environment, take care of your spirit, take care of yourself. Your surroundings matter, your inner world matters, and you matter. You don't have to become perfect to deserve care. You simply have to begin. One room, one breath, one prayer, one glass of water, one decision to return to yourself, one moment of rest. Take care of what has been entrusted to you.